Hi everyone, Kieran Brown here and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about what I'm going to do differently in 2025, and this is in terms of like my body transformation, and I'll basically go through the mistakes that I've learned in the past 2 years of, well, since starting my journey, and then also what I've done to fix it up until now, and a little bit about my plan for this year. So this was me in January 2023. So I basically tried and failed up until this point to improve the way that I looked. I was always kind of skinny, but I wanted to build muscle, but I just never really committed. And I just sort of ended up getting skinny fat, which is a look which I didn't really like. So I thought, you know, that was sort of the I've had it moment where I was like, all right, I need to actually start training properly, build the habits, learn about nutrition, so that I could finally make the transformation. So, what mistakes did I make? What mistakes did this guy make? So, first of all, up until that point, I didn't actually enjoy going to the gym. I could only ever go if I was going like with a mate. I just didn't have the what I thought was like self-discipline or willpower to go by myself. Um, I don't think that's as important looking back now. And I don't think that was the reason why. I didn't have a clear plan. I'd turn up at the gym, not knowing what I was training, and it would just be a bit all over the place. I didn't know how many sets I was doing, what exercises, even what body part I was training. I just sort of turn up and do what I feel like doing. I wasn't tracking anything, and that goes for calories. I wasn't tracking my lifts. I wasn't tracking my weight, my body composition, nothing. And I had too many false assumptions about body transformations. And a false assumption is like something which you believe that is not true. For example, I always believed that the only way to build muscle and to improve like your size is just to bulk. And it wasn't necessarily the case because I'd got to the point where I was over 20% body fat, and I thought that if I went on a cut, then I would just lose muscle and get weaker, and that didn't really happen. Like as I was doing my first ever cut, I actually got stronger in the gym, and at the end of it, I looked bigger because I was leaner, and that was a big switch like in my mind, and there's plenty of others as well. So how did I fix things? I found a mentor, and this might not be a mentor in the sense that I would think of it normally. I usually think of, you pay like a coach to basically have like one-on-one calls, and they keep track of your progress and everything like that. But this wasn't the case. It was literally just someone on YouTube, called Kino Body, and I basically was just watching a load of his videos and really liked his style of doing things, and it was an exact sort of plan of what I needed to do. And because of that, I ended up buying one of his programs. He's got quite a few depending on what your goals are. I personally bought the Warrior Shredding program, and it was for people who wanted to lean down and get like a lean warrior looking physique where you're not huge, you don't have lots of muscle, but you have like definition, which makes you appear bigger. Think of like Brad Pitt's body in Fight Club. Um, and from there, you're in a great position to then lean bulk and start putting on some muscle. So just having that program there with everything laid out step by step, that was a huge moment for me. And I've been consistent with the gym ever since. I started tracking everything. Um, Calories, I did basically just at the start for maybe a couple months, and then you eventually get an eye for it, and you don't have to do it like all the time. But definitely that initial period of tracking calories, I learned a lot. Tracking my weight, my body composition every day, and also tracking my lifts to make sure I was progressively overloading in the gym. And I just can't believe that I wasn't doing these things earlier than 2023. Up until, I first stepped into the gym at 16, and I didn't really get consistent until I was about 23, 24. So I just think back to all that time, all those years like wasted. Like, why didn't I do these things earlier? But I digress. And I found a way to enjoy what I was doing. That was huge. And it was at the point where I like had these goals, I had this program to follow, and I was doing it in a way that enjoyed it. That's when I finally became consistent and started to see some results. And I was able in just 10 weeks to basically shed a lot of body fat and get a lean physique with visible abs, with veins. And I was in a perfect position here to then start to lean bulk and put on some muscle. If I'd gone straight for the bulk, then I would have been incredibly soft, like fat. I would say. I mean, I was 21% body fat to start with, so a bulk I'd probably have got up to about 30% body fat, which is just unthinkable, really. But it was just a few simple tweaks and having the knowledge and a plan. That was what really made the difference. So in summary, what I did differently to what I was doing before that finally changed things was, honestly, I found a guy online that I liked on YouTube and watched his videos and basically bought his program. And it's just got everything like training, nutrition, any troubleshooting if you come into any problems. And it was from there that things started to really change. This year in 2025, my plan, I'm on a lean bulk at the moment. I had a few setbacks at the end of last year on my lean bulk. I did do one last year, which I've made a video about. And I've also made a video about my plan for 2025, which is live now. If you want some one-to-one coaching to help with your own body transformation, and maybe you're in a similar position to I was, where you don't have visible abs, but you don't have much muscle either. Like, what do you do? I've been through that exact process and come out the other side. So if you want that one-to-one specific help, then click the first link in the description, and it will take you to a page where you can book a call and we can have a chat and see if we can work together. So that's everything for today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.